Howdy folks, welcome to Bullish on Farming. Today's March 10th and just rolled out a bale for the group. We got some change of weather which calls for a change of management, and a little bit out of breath because I just did the workout of rolling out this bale. But past week and a half we had mild temperatures, knocked about 2 feet off the snow, which makes things a whole lot more manageable. The cows can actually walk out in the field. If you saw previous videos, you would have seen that we were plowing trenches for the cows just to get to their water, just so I could put out bales, just so the cows could move. Because they were hunkering down in the bush over there, and that's great because that's what it's for. But you know, our tractor was bottoming out, just coming out this way. It's a big tractor. I don't remember one winter where I would bottom out just trying to bring out bales for cows. And you know, most winters I front loaded the bale work and put it out in the field and moved the cows with polywire, so it's possible that it could have happened before, but there's no doubt it's been an extremely aggressive winter. And so now that we have a really mild week coming up, like we're 12 degrees Celsius right now. It's not going below 0 tonight, and this whole week is warm. So I wouldn't be surprised if this snow just disappeared by the end of this week. And because we're on a stockpiled field, if you've been following this channel, you know that we graze when conditions are favorable. If all the snow is gone, that means the bales stop coming out and the cows start putting their nose to the ground and grazing. Kind of got their nose to the ground right now, but there's probably still 1.5 feet of snow between them and the soil. And so because it's so warm in the next 24 hours, I wasn't sure if we'd be able to graze by tonight, tomorrow morning. You know, there's still enough snow, but this warmth is pretty unusual and pretty consistent for the possibility of grazing in some parts of the field by tonight. I don't count on it, which is why I brought out the bale, but it's possible. And so what I don't want is a bunch of bales out here when the snow is melted away, that the cows will be mobbing around when we need to be resuming grazing, because when the snow goes away, it's likely that the ground's going to be getting soft, which means I don't want them mobbing all around bales and punching up the ground. I want them spread out and grazing as they do when they eat vegetation rooted in soil. Now, rolling out hay like this is great because you distribute the cattle and you distribute their impact, and you don't get, you know, thick residual piles like this. But when things, you know, when we're in right winter weather, and there's 3 feet of snow, good luck getting a quad out in the field. You can't roll out bales. You could bring the tractor and do the shake, but it's just not worth it if you're looking for a consistent feeding program and something that's efficient and something that balances, you know, your time with labor. And so that's why we were feeding in 5 to 7 day feeding windows in the right winter months, because when it's that cold, manure freezes quickly, spots don't go rank, you don't have to worry about bacteria as much, and the cows, for us it works. They eat the bales right down, it's a good balance of what's left. I only got to start the tractor once a week to bring out feed, and then our daily checks are just on foot. And that's awesome. But we don't want to be rolling out bales unless we need to supplement our cows because of the forage quality when conditions are favorable to graze. When the snow disappears and things aren't frozen, the cows should be grazing. That's how it is on our farm. Hasn't always been that way. We've worked our way to this point, and we're pretty loyal to keeping the animals on the land year-round. and allowing their forage-based lifestyle to be as if it was in the wild. No one's cutting hay, baling it, drying it for cows in the wild. And I know there's not many wild cattle anymore, but you know what I'm getting at. How they evolved over millennia and sustained themselves as a ruminant animal. That's what we want to reflect here on our farm. So, the change in grazing management is a big change with the transition of the season for us. And that comes with some other alterations, because most of the impact was January, February, all out here static bale grazing. You can't see it in the video. I got a wire, and past that wire is another 12 acres or so. That's what's rested for the cows to feed. They've grazed what they're standing on now in December, and that's what got us right into the winter. But that 12 acres over there, we're hoping is going to last us up until May, where the cows then move to the other side of the farm and we turn out to our spring, summer grazing plan. But because of most of the impact was out here, the cows don't need to occupy this space. When things start to thaw, when the scents start to unearth, when bacterial activity starts to increase, and you have 2 months worth of cattle deposit, there's no reason why the cows need to be there, especially if there's no fresh stockpile to graze. So I'm best probably sectioning it off with a wire, allowing them still to get back to the pond, which is their natural water source, and allowing them to graze out there with the wires, making paddocks, rotating them as we do, and keeping them out of the section that they're occupying right now. This bush will be sectioned off because that's where they hunkered down January, February, and although it would be fine, we have another bush over there that hasn't had animals in it for a year. So talk about a fresh, clean slate heading into the spring season when things can be wet and muddy. That feels pretty good to me. And so new bush, new pasture, fresh start. You can see how clean our cows are. And that's one of the benefits of bale grazing in a snowy, cold winter, because the recently consumed bale becomes bedding and the cows stay on the land, exposed to the elements. And just like much of the wildlife you see out, they're clean, they're healthy, good, strong coats on them, and aren't in confined settings where, you know, people choose to keep their animals, which is fine. But there's a reason why wild animals are always clean, because they have space and they move, and that was nature's design. And so, you know, heading into a muddy season, we want to keep the animals as clean as possible. It's not like we're super strict about our animals being clean. It's just a consequence of management. And I just give the reference to wildlife because it's true. You see wildlife, it's clean, it's healthy, because it's on the move, leaving the manure behind it, and it's exposed to the elements. You know, it doesn't have humidity outside in winter, while you can have humidity in a barn in winter very easily when you have cows cooped up in it, pooping and eating in the same spot. And so, you know, simple shifts are proactive ways of, you know, managing your animal's impact so that you get desirable impact on the land, and keeping the hygienic conditions for your animals optimal so that they can demonstrate optimal health. You know, they're living, breathing beings. Anything can happen, but as a manager, you can make sure that conditions are favorable for them to thrive, and we just do the best we can with the management style we have to accomplish that. So anyways, folks, warm week ahead of us. I'm sure many of you are going to have the same. Stay posted and we'll do our best to show how we're managing through it. I'd like to say thanks for stopping by and God bless you all. We'll see you on the next one.